I'm taking on a challenge that's got me feeling both excited and a little bit uneasy. Here's the deal. I've decided to install my old 24x14 hostile wheels that came off my LOI. But there's a small problem. And by small, I mean big. You see, in order to make these incredible wheels to fit, I need adapters. And these adapters will make my truck so wide that, well, it might not fit on the road. And I might not be able to turn. Now, some might say I'm crazy for even considering this, but I'm not the one to back down from a challenge. So against all odds, I'm going to install this wheel setup anyway. And you bet I'll be taking it for a spin later. I know it's risky, and I've calculated all the possible consequences. Actually, no, there was no calculation whatsoever. We're just gonna put it on the truck and see how she does. But sometimes in life, you just have to push the limits and try something new. These 24x14 hostile wheels on 33-inch tires will completely change the look of this truck from these stock wheels and stock tires. Now, before we dive into the installation process, let me just say that safety comes first. I've triple checked everything. Here you see me checking for side to side play, and I do have a little bit, but I am upgrading with kryptonite. I learned pitman arm with the ultimate front end kit, and I check for play around 12 to 6 o'clock to make sure my hub is still good. Through this video, we'll learn together if I can fit these 24x14 on 33-inch tires with 2-inch adapters on just a 2.5-inch leveling kit. Woo, she looks good. So got one wheel down, 3 more to go. And if you guys noticed the scuff mark, well, let my about to be wife have the truck for about a week, and the first day she hit something. Well, she claims it hit her, so it's not her fault.
I didn't hit it, it hit me. The bar came down and it hit me.
Okay, sure. It just came out of nowhere and hit you.
It did, because the truck is big and I couldn't judge it.
But we're gonna rewrap this piece anyway, and we're gonna rewrap this whole panel because it's bubbling up and creasing up right here. So we're just gonna redo it, make it better, and yep, we gotta redo all these doors because, yeah, the thing hit the truck. It wasn't her. It was the thing that hit her. So we gotta redo this door, but also because I didn't post heat, so it started lifting up in some areas like here and here. So we just gotta remember to post heat next time and do a little better job. But other than that, I mean, turned out pretty good. Alright, so we're on the last wheel, but before I put the wheels on the truck, I want to show you guys the spacer adapter, because like I said, these are the 2414 off of my LOI Duramax with 8x6.5 2011. They changed the lug pattern to 8x180. So with my LOI, I had 6.5 to 8x180 adapters. However, with this truck, we did the opposite, meaning we went from 8x180 to 6 or 8x650 adapter. And these are 2 inches, because if you do 1.5 inches, you either have to trim the studs right there, or you can only run factory wheels. Actually, I might have been okay with the hostile wheels because it's got grooves right here, but I usually just prefer to do 2 inches so that way the stud doesn't stick out at all and we won't run into really any issues. And these are lug-centric adapters, and I do have them on my website, jwmotorsportsco.com. We have all the adapters that you need: 8 lug, 8x180, 8x6.5, We have them all on the website. We have lug-centric like this one and hub-centric as well. So make sure to go check on the website. Alright, so the moment of truth. I know the suspension still needs to settle. So we're pretty much maxed out at one turn. And the cab side, we still got a little bit more room on this side. So if we trim this plastic, we might actually be able to run this setup. Actually, I'm gonna need to drive back and forth a little bit to let the suspension settle. You can see my upper control arm still at a pretty steep angle. My turning radius is actually not that bad. So my turning radius, not great, but I was actually expecting way less. I didn't think I was gonna be able to turn at all, but I get about a turn and a half, maybe close to even 2 turns. So I was initially gonna put this setup and I was getting ready to pretty much just have to put the stocks back on, because I was like, there is no way I'm going to be able to run this setup. But it's not practical, but it's doable. I've had setups way worse than this. On my first LOI Duramax, I turned the keys up and I put 22x12 with some 37s, I think, or they were really bald. It might have been 35s that were really bald. Yeah, it was 35s. 20x12 on 35s with keys turned up just a little bit, wasn't even sitting level. And I barely could drive that thing. It was so stuffed. I'll post a picture right there. And I got maybe a turn at the time. And with my first LOI Duramax, I put 22x14 on middle 375s on a 5-inch lift, and that setup scrubbed really bad too. So for me, this honestly isn't that bad whatsoever. So man, that is not bad. I am surprised. So we're on a 2.5-inch leveling kit, 24x14s on 33-inch amp tires. I really don't want to run spacers, but in order to run these wheels, I had to get adapters. So yeah, I'm pretty much like on 16 wides, probably wider than 16 wides. Yeah, I just scrubbed it a little bit there, but it's actually not that bad. So yeah, it's doable. I'll keep you guys updated. I was thinking it was just gonna completely tear my bumper apart. It still might if I forget that I don't have full turning radius, because I'm so used to having full turning radius now. Yep, I'm scrubbing right there. So I'm just gonna kind of drive around for the next couple of days and see if I like this setup. If not, we'll go back to stocks. But yeah, So if you have a leveling kit on this body style, you can definitely do 24/14 on 33-inch tires without scrubbing. Maybe a little bit of scrub, but you really shouldn't have to worry too much.